When a Vedic astrologer is asked for the reading of a horoscope, most Westerners only listen to the interpretation of it, but it is helpful to understand some graphics that represent a horoscope, thus enhancing the understanding of astrology. In Western astrology, one is familiar to the sun signs in the tropical or terrestrial sky, which is the field on which the 12 signs of the zodiac are drawn. For example, on 21st of March, we say that the sun is at 0 degrees of Aries, and astronomically, the sun is at the equatorial line. This is known as the spring or vernal equinox. 3 months later, on the 21st of June, the sun reaches 0 degrees of Cancer, having crossed the signs of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini in what is known as the summer solstice. 3 months after the sun reaches the autumnal equinox, having crossed the sign of Cancer, Leo, and Virgo, from here the sun crosses the signs of Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius, and it reaches the winter solstice on the 21st of December, where it is found at 0 degrees of Capricorn. From this point, the sun crosses Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, thus returning to the beginning of the zodiac. In Vedic astrology, one is familiar with the moon signs in the sidereal or celestial sky, which is among the stars. In the year 285, both skies, the tropical and the sidereal, were at 0 degrees of Aries. But because of the precession, in which there is a shift of around 1 degree of arc every 72 years, the sidereal sky is, now in 2023, at more than 24 degrees of difference. For example, while in the West one celebrates the spring equinox on the 21st of March, while in India, or Bharat, they celebrate it on the 14th of April, thus a difference of 24 days. Western astrology does not find the planetary periods, which are based on the nakshatra or constellations, and for them, the planetary transits are more relevant. In Vedic astrology, there are 12 signs of the zodiac, 27 naksatras or constellations, and 108 navamsas, and in this astrology, one is familiar with not the sun sign, but the janma Rasi, meaning birth moon sign, and with the janma nakshatra, meaning birth moon constellation. The most important thing to understand from the dynamic of Vedic astrology is that the game of life starts from the position of the moon at birth. And for example, when for someone the moon at birth is at 0 degrees of Aries or Mesha, this means that the person has the natal moon in Aries. And in the nakshatra of Ashwini, which is ruled by Ketu, therefore we say that this person was born under the period of Ketu, which is the node south of the moon Chandra or Gauda in Western astrology. And 7 years later, the person is going to be under the influence of the period of Venus, Shukra, the ruler of Bharani, the next nakshatra to Ashwini. When someone has the natal moon at 6 degrees 40 minutes in Mesha, we say that the natal Chandra is at the middle of the nakshatra of Ashwini, and therefore the person has a balance of 3.5 years of the major period of Ketu, the ruler of Ashwini. Each sign is ruled by one planet or graha, and each nakshatra is ruled by one graha, albeit cyclically. The rulership of signs and nakshatras were established thousands of years ago, and that is how we follow nowadays. This is because the planetary periods are based on the nakshatras. They have different spans of time according to their ruler. Just as we are familiar now with January through to December, we have a sequence of rulers in the nakshatra, and they are Ketu through to Mercury. Here, from bottom to top, Ketu, Venus, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury. And their span of years are always respectively 7, 20, 6, 10, 7, 18, 16, 19, and 17. Meaning, for example, that one is going to see 20 years of the major period of Venus, but only 6 years of the Sun. After completing 120 years in the first 9 nakshatras, one finds another set of 9 nakshatras with the same sequence, and after the second set, there is a third set of nakshatras, making thus 27 nakshatras and the 360 degrees of arc. In general, the person wanting a reading only wants to hear the interpretation or the predictions seen from the horoscope. At other times, the astrologer gives some square graphics and tables, which most people do not understand, as they are understood only by students of astrology. Quoting Natavaradas, "In my experience, when people hand me this material, I rather do the calculations myself, to make sure I have the results I am familiar with, as in some cases, computer programs give different results. In most cases, those with graphics and tables do not have any idea of what they are showing me, and this is why I thought in designing some following didactic graphics and tables. By understanding the basic idea that the gradual progression of the natal moon across space shows the planetary periods, one can transpose that onto a northern Indian square graphic called a Bhrgu chart. The basic square is divided into 12 sectors or houses. Each one of those houses shows different designations, which the reading astrologer focuses upon. Number 1 is the yellow sector or house. This contains the self. Then counterclockwise, 2, the right eye, family, and voice. 3, expression, communication, dreams, younger siblings. Number 4, in red, mother, education, mind, mentality, vehicles. 5, love, children, pets. 6, enemies, obstacles, disease, service. 7, in green, associations, partners, spouse. 8, death, sexuality, research, unexpected results. 9, father, religion, or dharma, belief system. 10, in blue, profession, economic development, which is artha. 11, desires, kama, earnings, labha, older siblings. 12, liberation, or moksha, losses, falls. The astrologer knows that reading rules to apply and considers whether the house is empty or if there are planets, etc., to draw a conclusion. Each house has a character, and each planet has a character as well. We can see those characters like the rooms in a house, and by thinking about our friends or people around us, house 1 is like the living room, where we spend most of the time. House 4, the kitchen, and house 5, the dining room. In each room, we have a different activity and experience, a different mood and thought. 12 is like the bedroom, where we sleep and lose our notion of time. In regard to our friends, relatives, or people around us, the character of the planets is like fitting them to those we know or encounter. The sun is the father, the politician, the authority. The moon, the mother, nursing, and caring. Mars, the sportsperson, the brother, the practical one. Mercury, the news reporter, the intelligent, the fact giver. Jupiter, the teacher, the guru, the priest. Venus, the youngster, dancer, ornaments, entertainment, happiness, enjoyment. Saturn, the wise, the elderly, the tactful. Rahu, the trickster, the controversial, the wicked. Ketu, the magical and liberator. Uranus, in India that is Bharat. Indra is the storm that is coming, bringing drastic changes, the lord of the devas and storms. Neptune, in Bharat is Varuna, the lord of the oceans, the subconscious, the dreams, the healer. Pluto in Bharat is Lord Yamaraj, lord of death, and also Lord Dharmaraj, lord of religion. So the transformer as well as reformer. Knowing the date, time, and place for the horoscope of USA's Declaration of Independence, we get the following data. From this we get the planetary positions as well as the lagna or ascendant, showing the natal moon is at 7 degrees of Aquarius and in the nakshatra of Satyabhasha, in turn ruled by Rahu. The natal moon calculation or programming shows the planetary periods to reveal the age of the person or the event in question under study. The natal moon in the nakshatra of Rahu indicates that the US appeared in the major period of Rahu, which started on the 26th of the 9th, 1775. In other words, the period of Rahu is the first major period for the USA. Notice the card shows a second and third Rahu period, the former starting on the 27th of August, 1895, and the present one on the 20th of August, 2015. The planetary information gives this horoscope. The green lagna or ascendant, AC, is represented or ruled by Sagittarius, SG. The yellow moon, MO, is represented by Aquarius, AQ, and so forth. Another card tells of the planets in the navamsas. The moon is in Aquarius and in the navamsa of Sagittarius. By gathering all this information, we can draw the horoscope with a circular format to better appreciate how the progressing of the natal moon reveals the planetary periods. From the circular chart having the square chart within, we appreciate that the natal moon, MO, is in the house 3 in Aquarius, in Satyabhasha, and in the navamsa of Sagittarius, SG. Notice that each nakshatra has its name, symbol, abbreviation of its ruler planet, and its number in the natural sequence. And there is even a concentric circle that gives its beginning and end. The next step is to present the dates on which the progressed moon entered into each nakshatra, thus showing the planetary periods. On the 26th of September 1775 is the date when the Rahu, RA, period started, and the 25th of September 1793 is the beginning of the next Jupiter period, or when the natal moon progressed from Satyabhasha, the 24th nakshatra, into Purva Bhadrapada, the 25th nakshatra. Students of history, economy, social plus political sciences, these dates can be the base for their studies and chronology. For example, JFK, the 35th President of the United States, was assassinated in Dallas, Texas, on the 22nd of November 1963, a tragic date that can be traced to the major period of Mercury, as the natal moon was progressing across the nakshatra of Aslesha, which is ruled by Mercury, ME. And it was also crossing the sign of Cancer, being the 8th house, representing death and unexpected results.